Welcome to the HuntFishTravel Podcast. I am your hostess, Carrie Zilka, and this is my turkey hunting wrap-up, which is going to be very short because I did not get one this year. Second year in a row. It was a kind of a tough year, though. The weather was weird. A lot of people were saying how hard it was to hunt this year, and it's unfortunate because we all love turkey hunting. I mean, who doesn't love chasing them little thunder chickens through the mountains and through the woods and over the hills and through the valleys and everything? Oh man, this year was so hard. I hunted pretty hard in South Dakota, of course. And, the Black Hills are beautiful. They're just gorgeous. And it rained on me in the entire time and it was foggy. So I saw none of it. Like, literally, I saw none of it. Oh, the weather just stunk this year. It was cold and it was hot and then it was like 32 degrees when I got up and then it was freaking 85 degrees by 2 o'clock. I do a lot of DIY kind of style hunting. And most times I'm not successful because, that's real life. Most of us take a chance. We go out to a place that we've never scouted before, that we haven't had an opportunity to scout or check. And a lot of times we do come home empty-handed because that's real life. Like these TV shows where they're like, yeah, I just showed up and I killed this 200-inch buck. Yeah, right. Whatever. I'd love to see you do that. If somebody dropped you in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of some forest, some public land, and you had 6 days to get it done, you might be able to get it done. You genuinely might. There are lots of people who are great, fantastic hunters. They can pull it off. I am not one of those. I am a normal person. So unfortunately, for the second time in a row, South Dakota Black Hills kicked my butt for turkey hunting. Telling you what, though, next year, it's on like Donkey Kong because I got some good spots scouted out, if nothing else. I can just chalk it up to 7 days of being a tourist and just scouting. Would have been great to come home with the turkey, but that's just that's the icing on the cake. That's not... Okay, I shouldn't say that's not why I do it, because obviously it is. But that's the icing on the cake. You all know what I'm talking about. There were a couple of things that I think I would have done a little differently in hindsight, because of course hindsight's always 20/20. For one thing, I would not have stayed where I did. I stayed near Keystone, and the motel was beautiful. It was really nice. And I chose that location because it was halfway down, like at the midpoint of the Black Hills. And I thought, well, I'm going to try hunting up near Deadwood, and if that doesn't work out for me, there's lots and lots of acres in between there and Custer to hunt, to explore. But realistically, the best places that I found were up near Deadwood, and so now I wish I had just stayed in Deadwood. I love Deadwood. I cannot explain to you how much I love Deadwood. Deadwood, South Dakota is like where my spirit animal lives. It was so great. It was such a great time in South Dakota, regardless of the fact that I came home empty-handed. And despite the fact that it rained on me, I swear to you, like 80% of the time it rained on me. And the fog was just so thick. And trying to call them birds in, they weren't talking. They were very quiet this year. I only saw two. Off in the distance, and both of them were henned up, and I couldn't get them to come over. So, all in all, my turkey season in South Dakota was kind of a bust. But it was still cool going. And I like the state. The state's very welcoming. There's lots of interesting things to do. I did, after a couple of days, you just kind of need a break. So I did some touristy thing. I went and checked out Custer State Park and a couple things like that, which were really cool, which I had not done in my previous trip because I was only there for 3 days on a media trip, where this time I had 7-8 days technically and could take my time. On the way there, I stopped in the Badlands and did some photography work with the sunset, and that was really cool. I don't know. If you've never been out in that area, I highly suggest it, whether for hunting or just for visiting. I definitely suggest visiting that area. Then, of course, I came back home, and it was just not happening for me. It didn't matter where I set up. There was nothing talking to me. I went and tried to find him. I just couldn't get on them this year, and I only had a couple of days. Like normal people, we have a 9-to-5 job. We're working Monday through Friday, so we only have Saturdays and Sundays. And unfortunately, 4 of the 12 days that I had to hunt were spent in South Dakota, so I really only had a couple of days to try and get it done. I thought I had some private land lined up, and that fell through, so then I was hunting public, and it's okay. It's genuinely okay. It was a crazy year, so hopefully next year will be just that much better. One night, though, I decided that I'd had enough of turkey hunting and not seeing anything, not hearing anything, so I decided to go fishing. And there are a lot of these fishing floats along the Mississippi River on the border of Minnesota and Iowa and Wisconsin. And been on the list of things to do, so I decided to check it out. And it was like, I don't know, 10 or 11 or 1 o'clock. I don't know, it was around lunchtime. And I was looking some of them up. Some of them seemed a little sketchy. Some of them seemed pretty interesting. And there was one that had an overnight option. It was, I can't even remember. It was like $30 or $20 or something like that. And you go and you can fish all night. And they have these little sleeping, warming houses. They're all public, so, which was kind of, we'll get to that. They're just bunk houses with some cots in it that you can sleep on. Just bring a sleeping bag or whatever. You meet the guy at the dock. He comes, he gets you, he drops you off, and he literally leaves you there overnight, and you just can fish and do whatever you want to do. So you bring food and water. There are porta potties, which was nice, but it was pretty cool. There was maybe 20 guys that night, and then me, and I was there by myself, so I don't know. Most guys don't really mess with me too much. I'm freaking 6 feet tall, and I am not a small woman. So most guys don't mess with me too much. Ironically, it was kind of annoying because they kept wanting to talk to me, and they just wanted to show off and wanted to tell me about all the fish that they've caught. And I'm just like, dude, can you just leave me alone? And I just want to fish. So they were all pretty nice. It was nice having somebody to talk to. I said I shouldn't be that way. It was nice having somebody to talk to, but there were times where I just kind of wanted to be by myself. I posted a couple of videos and did a few different things on Periscope, which was kind of cool. I don't know. I've never really done like a fishing barge overnight trip. And I stayed up till about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock fishing. Didn't catch too much. Caught one walleye early in the night. And then did go to sleep. And there was enough bunk houses that I could just kind of commandeer one by myself. The owner was like, just take that one. It'll be fine. So I'm kind of glad it did have a lock. Because at one point in the middle of the night, there was this guy like trying to open the door. I don't know. That was a little scary. And he was like, you're in here by yourself? Blah, blah, blah. And then he was just trying to talk to me. And one thing that really annoys me is when someone assumes that my man allows me to go fishing and hunting by myself and that it's because we're in an open relationship. That is absolutely not the case. But this guy was all about like trying to figure out if I was in an open relationship because I was quote unquote allowed to go and spend the night fishing on a fishing barge. It was a little annoying, slightly annoying, because I was like, dude, just stop, go away, shoo, you're annoying me. But he was young, he don't know no better. But it was pretty cool. I got up, watched the sunrise while you're fishing, and I don't know, it was a pretty cool experience. I highly recommend it. It was Hubbards Fishing Float, and it's technically in Iowa, but it's right on the Mississippi River. He'll come and get you from the Wisconsin side. You don't need an Iowa fishing license either. A Wisconsin fishing license was all I needed. And it was pretty cool. And then he came back in the morning and he has this little like kitchenette area. You can go in there, you can buy bait if you need or stock up on anything that you might need. He arrives at 6 a.m. with the day crew. And he brings breakfast stuff. He'll cook you breakfast if you want and offers you coffee. And it was a really pleasant experience. It was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. I would like to go during the day. Of course, during the day, it's going to be a lot busier. And, nighttime is when the walleyes are biting, so that's when I wanted to focus. But it was very cool. So if you ever get a chance, check out some of these fishing barges or fishing floats. Hubbards Fishing Float in Harpers Ferry, Iowa. Check them out. I highly recommend it. So that's my turkey season in a nutshell. Instead, I went fishing. So there's that. I'm looking forward to the summer. I'm looking forward to some camping. I'm looking forward to doing a few things. I definitely want to hit the fishing float a few more times. And to be honest with you, I'm looking forward to fall. I'm looking forward to getting after them deer. I've got a couple of really cool things in the works, and I'm just kind of ready to get it going. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to this little short episode. Next week, I do have a regular full-size interview episode, so that'll be fun. We're talking about fishing in Costa Rica. Yay! I want to go fishing in Costa Rica so bad. So, anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week. Remember, you can always find me on Facebook. You can find me at my personal profile at Carrie Zylka, CarrieZylka, or you can always find HuntFishTravel on Facebook there. You can follow me on Twitter at Carrie Zylka and find me on Instagram. All right, you guys, if anybody goes out fishing this weekend, good luck to you.